Good evening and welcome to another episode of A Contagious Smile Unstoppable. My sexy, wonderful, sweet, loving, definitely not listening t-shirt wearing husband.
Where is he?
Okay. Let's just start this out fun because
Oh,
we need
Lord.
this. So my husband decides that he is going to create, and women know this, a shelving unit over this last week, right? Because we were having a big garage sale, if you will. And so my husband hears that there is a friend who may have left a voice message. And I hide nothing from my husband. He can access my phone. We know each other's passwords. You know, he'll be like, hey, my text just went off. Can you go check it? No, I'm not going through your phone. But I started to hear it, and Faith and I were like, what? So I let my husband hear it. Well, we didn't finish hearing it until later. So my daughter is a little instigator. And so she's like, Dad, you got to hear the rest of this. So we let him hear this. And all of a sudden, my husband throws the hammer by accident. It comes out of his hand when he's hearing this. And it hits my martial art training dummy, Bob, right? And he's like, what? All of a sudden, the whole shelving unit on the ground, like the whole thing goes into disarray. It's kind of fun. But I'm sorry. One of the sexiest things about you 25 years ago was a little jealous streak you had. And this was just, it was hot. I'm sorry. And we were cracking up laughing because it was funny, but it was hot. You all red face. But you know what? You should be flattered. It wasn't even, and you know what? It really wasn't. It wasn't.
I should be flattered.
That's somebody, you know, I mean, don't say who, but I mean,
I'm going to say his name.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Then
his initials are.
No. And then here's the thing is that it's not just that, it's the fact that, like, you know, there was no wrong intent. I mean, would I ever leave a message like that to somebody? No, I would not.
This message would have been perfect had I dialed 1-900.
No.
Okay. Yes.
No. Anyway, it's downright funny. So that was that little conundrum, if you will. It was fun. Of course, Faith thought it was great. So, all kids, if you are under the age of 18, please don't listen to this next little bit. If you're, my husband is really going to get me now. So, parents, pause and come back to this later or walk away because it is hilarious, but it's not for the youth. So, our daughter, Faith, our sweet, beautiful, innocent, loving, wonderful daughter, asks me while I'm driving if men get turned on by verbal cues, right? Now, let's remember, in case you don't know, I am completely 1000% deaf in the right ear. She is on the right side. I'm driving. I'm like, wait, what? What did you say? What was that? Do men get turned on when you talk dirty to them? Fair enough question. She's of age, right? She's curious and wondering, would I prefer that she do this when I wasn't operating a motor vehicle? Of course. But she asked. And I'm like, I assume so. I guess so. And she goes, oh, okay. I get it. So a man's penis is like Alexa or Siri. They respond accordingly. So how do you not, if you sit back and think about that for a minute, that's downright funny. It's hilarious. It really is. So,
but not going around saying, hey, Dad, Alexa, Siri.
Now what would you do? But it really kind of is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I mean.
It's hilarious. I'm dying laughing.
Because, you know, she's like, so men get aroused by voices. So in turn, they are Alexa or Siri. And it's downright funny.
Yeah.
Come on now.
So we've been busy. We had a good yard sale, our yearly yard sale at
It's
this
not,
time.
we got another one coming.
But yeah, had a good yard sale. Met a lot of people, a lot of good people. Turned out that some of the folks at the yard sale bought my wife's book, at least one of them. We got some new members to our academy.
Welcome all.
Got some new followers. And if y'all are listening, I think your phone is picking up everything I'm saying. Wow.
Wow, talk to text.
Hey, that's your phone. Oh, because I said Siri.
Way to go, Junior.
Well,
See? Okay, I'm telling Faith. You just proved it. Ladies and gentlemen, millions of listeners, Michael just proved it. This is hilarious.
oh God. Anyway,
Good job. Faith is gonna
now
love
you got to
this.
erase all that.
Erase the whole doggone thing. Thanks. I'll be here for a while. Appreciate it.
That's wild. Oh, let's see what else.
Okay, so let's talk for a minute. Seriousness. Okay. And let's talk about narcissism, right? It's a topic that narcissists do not want to discuss, and the black sheep can't discuss enough, right? So I say this all the time that it took me over 4 decades to realize what I can bring to the table. Tread carefully.
4 decades?
You need to
Did
tread
you just
carefully.
have a 29th birthday?
I did kickstand.
You know what? They proceed.
Thank you. See how that works, ladies? So here's what I'm saying. So I took 4 decades to really learn that I know what I can bring to the table, right? Narcissist, I'm still erasing your verbiage. This is going to be great conversation to have with our kids. So anyway, so we know what we're bringing to the table. Narcissists want to cut the legs off the table underneath you, right? Because the last thing they're ever going to do is admit fault. They don't have the balls to do it, right? They are so quick, fast, in a hurry to literally be like, hey, you know, I'm the shit. I do everything right. I'm amazing. Pat my back, stroke my ego. That fall under the Alexa Siri thing?
Really?
Sorry. Anyway, but you go through and you literally, the narcissist is just meticulous and controlling, and they come off as just one way. But when that door shuts, they care more about what people think of them on the outside than what their own family does on the inside. And that is, you can't get more gospel than that. And when you realize what you can bring to the table and what they try to take away, that's when you realize, you know what? I am more than just fine eating alone. I don't need them at the table because that is nothing more than something that's going to turn your stomach. Because it's literally like, thank you for showing me that I deserve more. Because as the black sheep, you spend the majority of your life defending what you didn't do. Like you're held accountable for actions that you had no involvement in. None. Doesn't matter if you're even in the geographic state or not. You are going to be held responsible for their conundrums, their screw ups, their F ups. They're going to be put on you. But the minute anything is good, they take full credit. Like, oh, look at me, I saved the day. Look at me, I did this. But what you don't know is you make yourself out to be this hero, but nobody knows all the pigeons that go behind it that really have no involvement of you whatsoever. You know, for instance, if I wrote a book, which I've written 1 or 2, the narcissist will be like, you might have written it, but you couldn't have written it had I not given you the material for the content of the book, right? Like these are things that are so true that if you're not a narcissist, you scratch your head and go, what the hell? That doesn't even make sense.
What the hell?
What the hell? And if one more person tells me I'm getting Southern sounding, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to blame it on my loss of hearing because people are like, your speech changes. And so people, you know, tell
Why?
me
You don't want a little Southern in you?
I get Southern in me.
You know what? PG-13.
Okay, kickstand. So anyway, here's what I'm, babe. No, this is October's Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And abuse is not limited to physical assault, right? It's not.
No.
Because I can tell you from someone who's been in abusive relationships most of my life, except now, thank God, that yes, bruises heal. You know, fractures can be set, breaks can be set, get a cast. Yes, it sucks, it hurts. But you know what? That injury, for the most part, goes away. If you get a surgical scar, you know, I tell women all the time, you know what? It's closed and it's a reminder of what a badass you are because you conquered it. You overcame. you survive, right? This is a reminder of how awesome you are. But when you're told at like 9 years of age that I wish that I had miscarried you, those are things that haunt you for the rest of your life. The words that you strive for as a black sheep are, I'm proud of you. You did a good job. Great work. How about something as simple as I love you? Those are things that black sheep never hear, ever, ever, ever. Because my husband will tell you, we were around my narcissistic sperm donor, and my husband was like, "Oh, she's been in 5 magazines this month. She's on two covers," and he was like, "You should be proud of her." And he couldn't say it. He could not say, "I'm proud of her." And he was like, "Yeah, okay. Not can I see the magazines? Can you send me the articles?" Because we went through this wonderful window of like years of no content. And then he approached my husband, and then there's been nothing else lately. But I'm sure it'll come around again. I just probably jinxed myself. But he saw the magazines, and not once did he want to read the article. Not once did he even want to look at the article, right? But here's the thing. If Faith came up to Michael or I and said, I wrote a poem, I drew a picture, I started a hole in a piece of paper, whatever it is, we stop what we're doing instantly, and we want to hear the story. We want to see what she's done. We want to see what
matters.
She's accomplished. Because, thank you, she matters. That phone call you're on, and that text message, that TikTok video, there's a pause button for a reason. Hit pause. You can reassume it later. You can go back to it later. That video, you're not going to remember it in a year. You're not going to remember it in a week. But you're going to remember that beautiful poem that was written, that she took the time to say, you know what, Mom, Dad, you matter so much. I want your opinion. I want you to hear it. I want you to see what I do. And those are memories that not only does my husband and I cherish immensely, but it means the world to Faith, because she's like, they're proud of me. They like my work. It might not be our forte. It might not be our favorite topic of whatever it is she's writing about at that moment, but you can still say with wholeheartedness, she's a phenomenal writer, right? She writes with such emotion and sincerity and genuineness. And regardless of the topic, you can say that with certainty, whether you like the topic of it or not. Right.
And we get this all the time, with our daughter. Whenever she finishes a poem or a song or a short story or even a background on one of her characters for a book, she excitedly comes up saying, Mom, Dad, I want to read something to you. I want you to listen to this. And then, we stop what we're doing. We look her in the eye. We pay attention. Now, if I can't hear, I'll ask her to speak up, or we'll go someplace else, or we'll stop the music or the TV or whatever, because we want to give her that undivided attention, because she's so happy, so excited to present this to us. And, afterwards, after she's read it, she wants us to critique it. How was it? Was it good, bad, indifferent, and we tell her. So, give your child that moment, or that loved one, show them that they matter. Stop, pause that damn video game, pause that movie, stop what you're doing, turn around, look them in the eye, show them, hey, you've got my full undivided attention. I'm showing you care enough that I'm going to stop the world for you.
Right. And you know what? Outside of your inner circle, do they really matter in a week or a month? Are you really going to, the thing is, and we always talk about sperm donor, and a lot of time we talk about your mom, but my biggest condolences, because we just had a death in the family, and it was an immediate, unknown, unexpected death. And we reached out to his mom, and it dumbfounds me how when somebody passes away, people, I don't even know, how do you explain it? How some people just have this attitude about it. I mean,
I don't know. Sorry for the pause, but I'm all lost.
Well, no, because it wasn't, when we heard, we were like, we're on our way immediately, and that's how it should be. But if you ever question, is someone a narcissist? Here's a good checkout list if you really wanted it. when you call and tell somebody, hey, somebody that you've known for decades or whatever has just passed away, and instead, what do you normally do right off that? Are you okay? How are you
Right.
doing? How's the spouse?
That's normal, people.
Right. But when you're like, let me tell you what's going on with me.
Right.
I have to have this done. I have cataracts. I have this. I have that. I have this. Not how are you, not how are you handling things, not how anybody else, but it circles back around all about me, 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 me. Like that's it. Not about how any other member is doing, not how any other, person in the home is doing. It's me. And that, is just you just don't even have words because and the one thing you will learn time and time again from any psychology or psychiatry course class official person is that you'll never understand the mind of a narcissist if you're not one. It's dumbfounding because you can't wrap your head around the logic that they call logic.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense. It's just, like so many people come out of the woodwork when something like that happens, and it's like, oh, what can I put my hands on? What can I get? What can I, reach for? And I'm talking about in generality. They just that's very normal when someone passes away. People just everywhere come out. What can I get? What's left? What's been, what's here? What's there? And then when you ask, can you help me with this? I've got to do this. Can you help me with that? They're gone. They're no longer in the picture. They're so like, you know, they're two farts in the wind. And it's, where did they go now? They were great when their hands were out, but their hands not out anymore. And
Right.
that's just it dumbfounds me because what happens when that person gets that age and they have no one? And one of the things that I wish people would say more often to those POSs that have treated their own kids so bad. We're grown adults, right? But we're still someone's children.
Mm-hmm.
And we did not ask to be put on this planet. God put us here, and we're not preaching our religion by any means, but the individuals that raised us or gave us to someone else to raise still had an influence in our raising. And they chose to do whatever, if it was self centered or not. But at some point in their life, they are going to want something and reach out. And that's when they do. They only reach out when they want something, not when it's a birthday or if somebody is sick. Like when Faith was in the hospital and she almost died, we heard from neither side of our family.
No one.
Not on Michael's side, not on my side. Your dad, actually, yes. Your dad did. He was in tears.
Yeah.
And he wanted to come up and was unable to.
We'll talk about that later.
Absolutely. That's as far as I'm going. But your dad wanted to come up and he was crying profusely and he wanted to, but he was not able to come up. And other than that, we didn't hear from anyone on either side of our family. But it's like, I have cataracts. I have my head in my ass. I have, what else have we heard from other people? Oh my, this one is the one that really gets me. You have no idea what it's like to take care of someone who has medical needs. Are you freaking kidding me? Right. You just want to look at them and ask them one simple question. When you pass away, who's going to come visit you? Are you going to be cold and lonely in that box that's 6 feet down in the ground? Hopefully with dogs shitting all over the top of where you're resting. Because can you really lay at rest? Are you really going to be at rest? Because nothing you think you do is wrong. Who's going to come visit you? To this day, God bless my grandparents, both of them, they have been gone for decades and decades. Like we're talking over 30 years. We still go to the cemetery. Like we just made when I was pregnant with Faith, I made a golf ball Christmas tree and I put it together with golf tees and I put it at the headstone. And it took 20 years for it to finally break down completely. Mm-hmm. And we replaced it. And even though I know that that's just their physical self, I know that their spirit and soul is not there. We still go and change the flowers out and visit them and stuff like that. But you want to look at these narcissistic pricks and look at them and say, who's going to come visit you? Who's going to come put flowers on your grave? Who's going to maintain your urn? Who's going to visit you on the holidays or anything like that? And I can put hand to God and say, I still pray not only for my whole family, every night, I pray for my ex, that he gets the help that he deserves. Do I think he will ever get it? No. Do I, revenge is not ours to give. And I know that. And I've never sought revenge after him. I've never gone to his place of employment or where he lives or anything like that. But I'm human. And if something happened, I just want to hear about it. I don't think that's unfair. I've had over 100 surgeries because of the son of a bitch. I think it's fair for me to say I'd like to hear about it. I'm not going to have any involvement in it. I'm not going to, make it happen. But I just want to hear about it. I don't think that's unfair. Is that unfair? No. My husband's like, no, but there's a hole in our backyard.
You know me too well, babe.
We're always on the same page. Like this weekend, it's been like insane. He would say, babe, I need you to and turn around, and I'm already doing it. Like that happened so many times this weekend.
That's because you're my soulmate.
Oh, my little lamb child.
Now I'm hungry.
We just went to a steakhouse for dinner. Thank God for, special early birds because now we're old. We try to go out to dinner one night a week as a family. The rest of the time we eat together as a family. No electronics, no hats, no nothing at the table. We sit and talk about our day. And I love that. My husband and I don't do enough, but we do cook together. We don't get to do it enough. After the garage sale, we were both kind of pooped. And yesterday he took one of his manly naps, which he calls 10 minutes and I call 4 hours. And when he woke up, I had already made dinner and cleaned the kitchen and started, doing other things. And then on Friday, he had to do something. And when he got here, I had already gotten everything from, 3 levels down to the garage outside for the garage sale to, have it put out. And I finished all the signs, which is pretty impressive, may I say. I got the signs that didn't have the, what do you call it?
Corrugated board.
Yes, they were just signs. And it came with, which I don't understand, the stands. It was a set. Right. It came as a set, but it didn't stick as a set. So I taped, and you have to imagine here's your comical laugh. Imagine a one-armed person, imagine like Jack Sparrow or Captain Hook or whatever, getting tape and like holding the post, holding the sign, taping the thing down, cutting the tape off where it doesn't include itself back to the roll, and then you can't get the thing to, open back up. And did this to like 12 or 14 signs. I was pretty doggone proud of myself. It's not as simple as some people think.
No, it's not.
Go tie your own shoes one-handed and see how that is. My husband says to me, how long does it take to pee? And I'm like, you pull your pants up with one hand.
That's only because I want to come in and help.
Stop it. No, but I want all my listeners to, next time you go to the bathroom.
Oh, now they're your listeners.
And you are in there in the bathroom. One hand, I want you to pull up your drawers and your pants. One-handed. Not one-handed for each side. One-handed for the whole caboodle. Like, seriously, try that. And then when you're in the shower, try, if you're a girl or woman, try shaving one-handed. Your pits, everything. Wash your hair one-handed, condition it one-handed, brush it one-handed. Don't alternate hands. Keep the same hand going and do all of it one-handed. And you will get a smithering little texture of what it's like on a daily basis. It is not simple.
It's not simple.
It's not. It's so frustrating. It's like, cutting a bagel. How the Sam crap do you cut a bagel? How do you, like the first time that we had dinner after I became an amputee, and I'm like, how am I going to cut my chicken? How am I going to do what? Don't mess with me. To do whatever. It's not easy. It really isn't. Like my husband, bless his thumping gizzard, he laughs at me because we have our own individual way of folding towels, right? Yes, it takes me a lot longer. Fold a towel one-handed.
That's not why I'm laughing.
No, because he has this other way of doing it. I'll make the bed. I'll change the sheets. I mean, it is kind of funny. We were changing the sheets the other night, and I'm trying to stretch it over, as everybody knows how you just stretch that fitted thing over the mattress, and he goes to do it, it plops off, and we just start cracking up laughing. And I mean, there's hardly ever a night where we're not like belly laughing in this house. I mean, it's constant. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, but you get the left field.
What?
You remember where you were going with this?
The fact that
One-handed.
you could do all this stuff one-handed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you went into laughter.
But we were belly laughing because we were changing the sheet and I was putting the fitted sheet on the mattress one-handed. And then you went to grab the other side and it popped off and we were laughing. That's not left field. That's hitting straight in the center.
Really, wife, you are an inspiration to others with either disability or deformity.
No, it's disabled. It's not a disabled.
Whatever.
I'm possible.
You have accepted the challenge and you have proven time and time again that you can overcome it. And you're doing it one-handed. I mean, who ties a shoe one-handed? Okay. You made a bow. You tie yours in the double knots.
Yes.
Okay. You've written 42 books, right? You run a successful company podcast.
It's not just a podcast.
Right.
We have a company. We also have an academy.
You've written over 128 courses.
134.
Okay, I was close. But you do all this one-handed. So you are an inspiration to a lot of us. And I'm speaking for all y'all out there in podcast land.
Well, we do have some listeners that are not big fans of ours.
That's right, we do, don't we?
They're listeners because they're nosy. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, Dick.
That's not who I was talking about.
Hi, Rich.
No, I was talking about.
Hola, Ma.
No, just say hi, Janet.
Who else?
Who else listens?
I don't know, but there's too much silence.
Yeah, there are some people who tune in to hear what we're up to on our podcast.
If I'm forgetting somebody, I'm old.
Well, when you have somebody who runs their mouth a lot more gets covered.
Okay.
But we have a few people who, don't approve of us supporting and helping other people because it rains on their parade. They don't want to provide validation. When you're a narcissist and you have been called out, they don't like that because they no longer have that control. And the one thing about a black sheep is the narcissist feels they have complete control over the black sheep. And that's why that black sheep role, the black sheep role is given to the one that they fear the most because they're the most, honest person. That's why they belittle them and pull them down so hard so that they have no self-esteem, self-worth, and that they literally feel as if they're worthless and that everything they do will never, ever be good enough. And that the narcissist is the saving superhero who cleans up all the messes and has to fix all your screw ups and has to come rescue you time and time again because you make so many bad choices and you've done so many bad things. But you know what? And you and I both can relate to this. If we had better role models growing up in the form of people who actually gave a shit beside lying down and getting yourself knocked up, and it does take two to tango. I mean, one spits and one fertilizes. I mean, but at the end of the day, there's a lot more to parenting than, pushing out a child and laying down. If you're going to be responsible enough to lay down, then you need to be responsible enough to parent. Or, so many people want children who can't have them. Don't have a child for a freaking tax write-off. I mean, because no adult, I say this is like one of my go-to lines, no adult should have to spend their adulthood recovering from their childhood. And so many are. So many are. But if you can't hold yourself accountable because nothing you've ever done in your life you can ever say you did was wrong, everything is everybody else's fault. Nothing is ever your fault. It's always because somebody else did it. Man up, drop your ball sack, and say, I screwed up. I did. I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. But you know what? So many people have done so many other things in their life, and they can repent and they can get forgiveness. But at the end of the day, we have dedicated our life to helping other people. We don't sit there and use people. We don't, if somebody needs us, they know we are right there unless we are helping somebody else. but the very few times we have said, hey, we need help from certain people, they have grabbed ass and ran, literally. And it's ridiculous because so many of them will only come around when they need something.
Yep.
And it's a big screw you, but to how you can do so many things. I mean, for instance, why do people care so much about materialistic things more than they do their loved ones in general? I mean, I don't understand that. Memories are what fills the heart, not the bank account. And if I have a roof over my head and clothes on my family's back, and there is food in that fridge and food in that kitchen, and I don't care if it's baked beans and cereal, and we have 5 shirts and pants each. But you know what? We're wealthier than the millionaire in the house that has the coldest museum you've ever seen, that can't put their hands on the walls, has to wear shoes throughout the house, and takes people for granted and uses people for whatever they can get out of them, and then disregards them because he no longer needs them. There's a big difference. Are you doing your phone again?
I'm texting your daughter.
Oh, now she's my daughter. Now she's my daughter. But you know what? This man is so wrapped around her finger. It is unheard of.
Me?
Yeah, you are such a girly's dad.
I'm a daddy's girl.
No, you're a girl dad.
I'm a girl dad.
Yeah. Well,
I'm the girl.
She said earlier, when I'm great and I'm good, I'm mom's. When I'm a smartass and I'm pranking, I'm dad's. But if she looks at him, Daddy, I want to watch it. Okay, what do you want? Dad. Okay, what? Dad. It doesn't even have to be dad. It's like dad. And that's it. Or dot. No, that's yes in Russian. That's yes in Russian. But like it literally, she just has to and okay, what do you need, princess? What do you need, Pookie Ookie? Like,
so I didn't tell you, I was at Subway today getting our lunch.
Not her. She didn't eat Subway.
During our break.
Oh no, you got Subway. You got her pizza.
Okay.
You got see.
Standing in the line at Subway was another dad and his teenage daughter, and she was holding onto his arm,
just like
yep. And I said to that man, I said my daughter does the same thing.
And where was she when this happened?
Right there beside me.
And you were all red.
No, I said, Peanut, see, you're not the only one.
And you wouldn't care as long as she was.
Yeah. I'm not embarrassed to have my daughter hug my arm.
You open, see what I love about my husband, and he is so off the market, he is not, is he opens the door for her. You do. It is so sweet. Like if she's still eating, because it does take her a little bit longer to eat than everybody else.
It's because she enjoys my cookie.
No, the fire department enjoys your cooking because you set the alarm off. She sits down there with him, and then he sits down there with her, and they're so cute together. It is the cutest little thing. It really is. And here's the thing. I told him 2 nights ago, he's gonna say, no, is that in my grandfather's eyes, I could do no wrong, right? Nothing. And I was the grandbaby, not because I was his granddaughter, but grand in his eyes was like top of the line, right? Couldn't get any better. You were grand. And I was his baby, so I was his grandbaby. But I could do no wrong. So I saw this for my own eyes the other night when she said something that I knew was complete horse crap. And my husband took her side, was like, absolutely, that's right, Peanut. And I'm like, oh my God, my grandfather's right here again. Because he was the exact same way. And my husband knew that what she was saying was bogus. He knew it, but he was not going to tell her. He was just going to be like, whatever you need, baby girl, whatever it is, sweetheart.
Oh, come on. I'm not that bad.
You want to get her in here?
No.
Okay. So it was, I want to go make a snack. Will you come down there and supervise and watch me? Okay, sweetheart. Okay, baby girl. And I was like, doggone well, that girl is not going to go downstairs and make something to eat until you've told her like 15 times. We have to tell her like 15 times it's snack time. And until you do that, she is not going to go down there. He's like, oh, yes, she will, because she's my daughter. Yes, she will. This man is so wrapped around her finger, it is not even funny. And he's just grinning from ear to ear.
You say I've got no defense. I can't say anything.
And I love it because my husband says all the time how much he loves us. And, you know, I told her earlier at dinner, I said, I still look at my husband and I still have a crush on my husband. Even after all this time, I still have I get like childhood crush on my husband. You know, he always runs his hands down my face. And I've never had that feeling from anybody else. And after we broke up the first time, I wouldn't let anybody else do it because that was his thing. And it was just and it was even when we were together, it was before the abuse. And I always felt just this sense of safety, even though I didn't need to be protected. It was just how I felt when I was with him. It was amazing. And then for him now to talk about how happy he is, because I've seen how unhappy he was when we weren't together. When we weren't, why are you looking for faith?
I'm not.
You just turned your eyes and looked the other way at the same time of answering me.
I hear it. Maybe it's a dog at the door scratching.
No. And you keep checking your phone. No.
Because I'm texting fake.
No. But I knew how unhappy you were in your previous two. And when I would talk to you only as friends after I learned about the first one, it broke my heart to hear how sad you were. Like it just, your disposition, demeanor, everything changed dramatically. And I hated it. Now you're nothing like that. Like I've saved voicemails from him and I let him hear it. And he was like, I can't believe I was that hot. Like, that's not me. Right? No, it's not you. You're not that person anymore. Oh my heavens. Hey, come here a minute, Faith. We're on air and I want to ask you a couple questions real quick. You say hi to everybody?
Okay.
No. So I was saying earlier that you're not necessarily a daddy's girl, that he's a girl daddy because he is wrapped around your finger. Do you think I'm right or wrong?
What?
And what do you tell everybody? When you're good, who do you belong to?
Mom.
And when you're bad?
Yeah.
And I did tell your joke about does talking dirty, is that why you become...
Yeah, thanks a lot.
So let me tell you what happened.
You're welcome, Alexa.
So let me tell you what happened. So SIRI here starts talking. And right after I say what you told everybody, you know, the joke, he starts saying, okay, but I'm not SIRI. And the next thing I know, the phone starts writing everything he says. And I was like, I'm telling you, you validated this completely. Absolutely.
It's probably got a good 6 to 7 minutes.
Oh, yeah, I had to go back there and do every single word. But we were talking about how you could do no wrong in Daddy's eyes. And he said, that's not true. Is that right or wrong?
Well, I kind of want to
Yeah, it's sweet.
When you're not here, all he talks about is how much he loves you and adores you. I said, you are a girl dad. You know what he said? He says, there's nothing I can say to that because it's true.
I don't know. I heard him.
Thanks.
But he was like, well, when I went to Subway earlier, I was like, no. Point proven. You didn't get her Subway. You took her to get pizza. You got Subway. She wanted something else and you took her to get it. So true. He tries to play tough guy, but he really can't because he is a big softie. Don't you think so, K-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah. Such a softie.
And Stucco come to visit.
Stucco.
So he come to change the subject.
No, he didn't. He came to say that you're very soft when it comes to your little girl over here. He is a girl dad.
Me or the dog?
Yeah. Do you think that you can't say whipped because that's not appropriate, but like when it comes to being a dad, she can't do anything wrong in your eyes.
She can.
No.
Like right now.
I'm not ready.
She didn't fart. That's your breath. No. If she says, Daddy, I want to watch, I was telling our audience, Faith, You don't even have to say daddy. All you have to do is say dad. And what is it, precious? What is it, princess? What is it, princess? That's all it takes.
When I fuck with him, he made me want a hot chocolate and that he played the potato.
What?
Really?
That,
What?
You gotta tell everybody that.
that, well,
Yeah. Oh, you had crown removed, and Betty Crocker over here goes and makes you homemade potatoes. You know what? Prove a point. Ask him if he can make one of his famous coffees for you in a minute.
Yes. Anything you want, Princess.
See? Will you make me one?
Sure. We got time? Do we have time?
Why don't we have fun?
Because we got a shower, go to bed. It'll be a movie with her.
moving on.
Oh wait, so you're gonna watch a movie with her as well?
Well, yes. And then I can make your coffee. What? No?
Ladies and gentlemen, do you see my point? Do you see my point?
Ah, don't lick me, dog.
Don't call that boy my dog. It is
Tell him to stop licking.
He's a good boy. Okay, Faith, would you like to take us out since he's always, jumbling around? Yeah, Dad should do it. Go ahead.
All right, y'all. Y'all be listening to Victoria, Faith, and Michael, along with Stucco and Rusty, our service animals. Thank y'all for listening to Ethan Smile. Unstoppable. We'll be back on next week. And please go check out our website, jump on the Academy, take some of those courses in there, and let us know in a comment or review. All right, bye, y'all.